Good morning or good afternoon. I am Yvonne from Colorado, and it is Tuesday, August 8th. I want to welcome you all to the Winner Within Coaching Call, brought to you by the Unit of Prosperity, or UOP for short. We host these personal development calls Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern for the benefit of entrepreneurs and marketers everywhere. So you can feel free to invite your teams, no matter which company you represent, for some daily motivation and inspiration. Now, just in case this is your first time tuning in to a Tuesday call, let me introduce our coach to you. He is a visionary, strategist, and entrepreneur. He is an energetic, highly impactful speaker and a fierce motivator. Utilizing his passion, he likes to take an aggressive approach to personal development by challenging what people see as the norm. His story is a remarkable one. From a very young age, he has had an entrepreneurial spirit but lacked the guidance of positive role models to hone his abilities. Even though he faced many pitfalls and major challenges along the way, with faith, will, determination, and perseverance, he was able to reach his goal of becoming a successful entrepreneur. He has an affinity for community outreach and volunteerism. He has served in many leadership capacities over the years and is currently a member of the board of directors for both the United Negro College Fund and sister cities in Jacksonville, Florida. His vision is to motivate and teach others the power of effectively utilizing knowledge, resources, and network ability to obtain definitive goals and reach their greatness. I'd love for you to grab something to write with. He's going to share with us his topic for the day. It's time for a shift. It is my pleasure to introduce and bring to the call Dr. Adrian Gentry. Dr. Gentry, are you ready?
I am ready, Yvonne. Thank you so much for the introduction. You always do a fantastic job.
You are so welcome. The call is yours. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. First, I want to welcome everybody to the call. Thank you so much for coming on and allowing me to speak into your life for just a couple of moments. Before I start on the call, I'll let everybody know from the beginning, I am a Christian through and through, so no matter whenever I speak, you're going to get this God in me. Secondly, I'm a passionate person. I'm going to get excited on this call. You don't need to get scared. You don't need to call the police or the ambulance. It's just the passion coming out of me. Third, I'm a meat and potatoes type of person. I give you what I got, and then I'm gone. So to get into this day's message, it's time for a shift. And over the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've had so many conversations with people who feel like they're stagnant in their life. I've had so many conversations and people asking me questions of how do I go to the next level? Why am I still here? I don't understand what I need to do to be successful, whether that be in business or in life. Had a couple conversations as well with people in their marriage. It's like, wait a minute, I'm stuck in this place and I don't know how to get out of it, but I can see myself over there, but I'm still right here, and I can't understand why. So last night I was sitting down, I was looking through some books, and one of the books that came to mind was The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. And it kind of dawned on me that, success always leaves clues. And to shift in life, we have to is a little bit differently than we're doing right now. So today I'm going to share with you 3 things to really get you out that place of stagnation and move you on along the path to wherever you want to be in life, whether that be in your relationships. Let's move those forward now. If you want to move forward in your business, let's move those forward now, because it's time for a shift. So with your pen and piece of paper, I want you to write these things down as I go over them. Like I said, it's going to be meat and potatoes. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to get off the phone. But the first thing I need you to write down is if you really want a shift in your life, you have to shift the circle of influence. Motivational speaker Jim Rohn famously said that we are the average of the 5 people that we spend the most time around. And I don't think we realize how much success in everything that we do plays a part in the people we are around on a daily basis. I want you to write this question down. Who do I spend the most time with? And you have to understand something. Your success is going to be directly tied, not just to places, industry, or things. It's going to be tied to people. And I know some of you are at your jobs right now. I know some of you are busy, but I want you to do a couple of things with these names. I want you to actually write these names down. Really write them down. And I want you to sit back and I want you to spend time, whether that person be on the phone, whether that person be whether you spend time with them in person. I want you to sit down and I want you to be completely honest. Secondly, I want you to write down the characteristics of these people. Where are they in life right now? Are they moving forward or remaining stagnant? In the last couple of weeks, months, years, have they made significant strides to achieving any goals? Are they learners or are they just talking? Are they constantly gossiping or are they pouring truth into your life? Are they negative people or are they positive people? And like I said before, when you write these down, I want you to be honest, because you can only make good decisions based off of good information. On my desk, I keep a printout that I refer to often. It's Charlie Munger's, Warren Buffett's business partner, 25 cognitive biases. Anytime they make a decision in their business to take their business to the next level, they first review these cognitive biases. And on the second one is the bias is love and the like tendency. See, when it's people you love and you like, it's people that's comfortable, you tend to overlook all the bad that they actually do. You tend to overlook their faults. You tend to overlook the very things that you don't want to go on in your life that they're actually bringing into your life. Me, I have one thing about my life. I will not accept any negativity. And I tell people often, I post it on my Facebook wall, at all costs protect your peace. Point blank period. You have to understand, are these people taking the very thing away from you that you need to be successful, which is peace? Are they pouring the type of positivity in your life you need to go to the next level? Are they talking death into your relationships? Are they talking death into your businesses? Some of these traits may be the very thing that are holding you back from moving to the next level. We have to look at our relationships from a logical standpoint and not from an emotional one. If you want a shift in our lives, you cannot peck around with chickens and expect to fly with eagles. It's not possible. These 5 relationships are going to make or break you. And if these 5 relationships are not where you want to be in your life, it's time to change and get around people who are going to influence your destiny. Secondly, it's time to shift your expectations. I think everyone's heard this before. We're living in a microwave age. Today we have more people with the entitlement mentality than ever before. Everyone wants what they want, and they want it right now. If you want to shift in your life, sometimes you're going to have to go back and check your expectations. Success does not come easily in anything that we do. If you think it does, you're always going to be disappointed. It takes work. It's going to take some long days. It's going to take some sleepless nights. I can't tell you how many people I talk to on a regular basis that think it's going to come easy. It doesn't. It's not going to come the way you thought it was going to come. It's not going to come the way you thought it was going to. It's not going to come the way you thought it was going to look. It's not going to come from the people you thought it was going to come from. There's a story in the Bible that talks about this king who was suffering because he couldn't change his expectations, and you can find it in 2 Kings. The king's name was King Naaman. And King Naaman had this ailment on his skin of leprosy. And he wanted to get rid of it, so he called another king. And he said, King, I need your help. He said, I can help you out. I need you to go see Elijah. King said, okay, I'm going to go see Elijah. So King Naaman, he traveled. He went to go see Elijah. But Elijah came out. Elijah said, hold on. Elijah is busy. So his first expectation that he was going to see Elijah. So Elijah went back in. He came back out. Elijah told him, look, I need him to go dip in this river real quick. 7 times, and when he comes out, he'll be clean. So when Elijah came out and told King Naaman that, look, I need you to dip in this river, he said, wait a minute, it's not supposed to go like that. He was supposed to come out here. He was supposed to touch me, rub my body, throw my hands in the air and say, hey, Lord, cleanse me and I walk where I be clean. So King Naaman, he got mad. He decided to get back on his horse and carriage and ride back to his kingdom. And the whole time he's complaining, but you're still living with this disease, this ailment on his skin. His expectations was all wrong. And when he got back to the kingdom, he sat there for a couple of days. And I can only imagine when you have skin that's with sores, and it's open, and it's hurting, and it's pain. Some of us are living in that same realm right now where we have pain, we have frustrations in our lives, but our expectations don't match. The expectation was it was supposed to be easy. His expectations kept him uncomfortable in the situation for days that he didn't want to be in because he wouldn't change. He couldn't get past the thought that it should look like this. He was supposed to throw his hands up in the air. He was supposed to rub me. All I was supposed to do was make a couple phone calls. All I was supposed to do was say, I love you. Listen, you have to begin to change the expectations in your life. It's not going to look like what you thought it was going to look like. It's not going to come from who you thought it should come from. And it made him miserable. Some of us have the same mentality of King Naaman. We are so focused on our expectations that we won't shift when our expectations are not met. We're still sore. We're still frustrated. We're still disappointed. Your expectation was never supposed to look like that. It's time to go back and write them down. What do you expect out of your life? And then write a plan to how to get to where you want to go. But I'm here to tell you today it's not going to look like what you think it's going to look like. It's not going to come from those very people you think it's going to come from. That goes back to the shift. It goes back to number one, that sphere of influence of who you're hanging around. We've been hanging around some people for 20 years and we ain't progressed with them at all, but we still think they're going to be the ones to go to the next level with us. Wrong expectation. Which leads me to the last one. You have to shift your perspective. I have a friend that used to always jokingly say, I went to a psychiatrist and they said I'm okay. That must mean everybody else crazy. So why are you going to see the psychiatrist? Most people have this mentality. It can't be them. It must be everybody else. See, everybody else is the problem. Everybody wants to see life happen through their perspective. That doesn't happen like that. In relationships, your perspective of what the perfect relationship is built off of what TV says. It was so funny. Recently, I was watching a story about a CEO. CEO was the worst CEO I could possibly think of. He cussed his people out, yelled, screamed. He stole as much as he possibly can steal. But when I read the book, From Good to Great, when they outlined 600 different CEOs of great companies, they had the total different view from the CEO. But if your perspective is that's the way it's supposed to be, guess what? You're going to stay in that lane. You have to switch from a pessimistic mentality to an optimistic mentality. People literally say the world is your oyster. Absolutely. Well, everyone else is moving forward and you're still in the same situation. It must be how you're looking at things. Let me help you out. Everyone isn't crazy. Everyone isn't dumb, or everyone isn't dumb or stupid. You're not that deep in that no one can understand you, and sometimes it's just you. Sometimes it's you looking at life with blinders on, hoping and wishing that people will see your perspective and not trying to see the world. The world doesn't change because you like it or what you think it should be like. And the very information that you keep pushing away because it doesn't fit how you look at things is probably the very information that you need to change your life. It's amazing being in business how many times I get that seems like a scam. Well, you're in the situation because the mindset you have right now, the way you're looking at things, has gotten you in the very place that you're at right now in your life. So it's time to switch that perspective. It's time to shift your perspective to a place where you can see clearly. Listen, successfully in schools. If Warren Buffett says something, guess what? I'm going to listen to it. He's seen things that I've never seen, and you may have not seen enough to be able to have an accurate perspective. You may have been fed your perspective from someone else's misguided perspective. Years ago, I was going through a psychology class, and they were talking about Ludwig Wittgenstein, which was he was a German professor, and he came up with this theory called the arm right? And the arm you can picture it as a big circle. And most people, arm is just a small circle inside of this big circle. Meaning their perspective of life is so small, but in actuality, the world's perspective is much larger, and they can't see past what they're thinking right now in their mind. When you work up every day, you have two choices. You can either be positive or you can be negative. You can be optimistic or you can be pessimistic. I choose to be optimistic. It's all a perspective. Stagnation in life happens when you view your situation from only your perspective, what prevents you from seeing the obvious. Surround yourself with the right people and open your mind to see others' point of view can cause a shift in your life like never before. When you lose the need to be right, you gain infinite intelligence. You're able to see the world from a larger perspective. You're able to see the very things that were sitting right there in front of your face. I used to work with a client who had $10 million company. It was all about him, his way. His perspective was you're supposed to put your foot on the back of all your employees' neck. That's how you get them to work harder. Well, guess what? None of them worked harder. They kept leaving. And it wasn't him. It was everybody else. Everybody else was crazy. His $10 million company went for a $200,000 company literally overnight. Everyone in his perspective of what business should look like was the total opposite of what biblical principles, what science, what psychology said. His perspective was based off of someone else beating these ideas into his head and how they treated him. Change your perspective. Change your perspective of how you should treat your wife, treat your husband. Change your perspective of how you should talk to clients. Open up your mind to accepting new ideas. And most of us are almost there. If you shift these three simple things in your life, I guarantee your life will shift in the direction you want to go. Most of us are almost there. Listen, let me help you out real quick. The boiling point of water is 212 degrees. Some of us on this call are 1 degree away from boiling. You just need to shift. The Greek word for dunamis in the Bible, in the New Testament, the word strength, power, ability were used 120 times. In the Greek, the word meant dunamis. It's the root word for the English word dynamic, dynamite, which means inside of you there literally have the power to tear down buildings. You have the power to shake up every environment you step into. You have the power to explode into your destiny, and all you have to do is shift. Shift your mindset. Shift your perspective. Shift your goals to align with God's goals. Shift some of your association. Listen, dream big. There's no big rewards in dreaming small. There's no pleasure in holding on to the past. There's no greatness in stagnation. It's time to shift. I'm going to tell you, you're going to lose some relationships. You're going to become very, very, very uncomfortable. You're going to do some things that you've never thought you've done before. But guess what? You'll get that shift. Step away from the people who are throwing you down. Step away from the very people who are giving you information that will never, never, never take you to the next level. It's time to shift. Change your perspective about life while you're looking at everything like it's going to fail before you even try it. My mother used to always tell me, what do you mean? You don't like it. Have you tried it? Oh, you don't eat that. Today I'm a foodie. I eat everything I get my hands on. Maybe it's a foodie or a fat boy. But either way, there was a shift that went on. You have to change your perspective. You have to change your associations. You have to change your expectations. Expect greatness out of life. It was promised to you. Every day I wake up and I say, I walk in favor. Everywhere that my feet touch, I have favor. That's my expectation. My expectation is never going to be I'm a fail. Because I was promised it. And some of y'all are walking around right now and you're fearful of everything that goes on. You're hesitant about the very things that can change your life. Please change your expectation. Change your perspective. The world isn't out to get you, and sometimes it's your fear that's killing the very dreams that you have in your life. Change your associations. Mike, them, they're not here no more. They shouldn't even be in your life no more. Y'all are never going to do anything together. I have a friend right now. Her and her friend have been doing business 4 years. Their business ain't grown none. Well, guess what? It's the association. Somebody in that relationship is not putting everything to it. Somebody in that relationship is holding the business back. But their expectation is that their circle of influence is strong enough that it's going to move them to the next level. No, it's time to shift. Everyone on this call is amazing. Everyone on this call was destined to be great. And to go from 211 degrees to 212 is only 1 degree. You're right there. It's just time to shift. You're great because God said so. Have a fantastic day.